Hafa Day, and welcome to another edition of GCA Today. I'm James Martinez with the Guam Contractors Association. As you know, for the past several months, we've been talking about going green lately, and we've got one of our associate members of the GCA whose business is heading towards that direction. We're talking to Mr. Michael Limtiaco. He's the Vice President of Pacific Unlimited, and he's talking about mulching some green waste products, both on the base on a federal contract as well as off base in a civilian community. Mike, thanks and thank you for joining us on GCA today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your new venture
Sure.
in going green and this mulching and composting?
Okay. Well, thanks for having me, Hafa Day, to you and your
certainly my
audience as
pleasure.
well. But Pacific Unlimited Inc., doing business as Pacific Topsoils and Compost, opened up a green waste collection facility about in 2010, and we've been accepting green waste and wood waste for quite some time. And what we do with that product is we send it through a primary shredder, and then we send it through a high-speed grinder that can get it down to either 4-inch minus or 2-inch minus, and we produce both compost and 2-inch and 4-inch organic mulch from the wood waste. So these products can be used in the agricultural and farming industry for soil amendment for the compost, and the mulch is a great product for landscapers as well as for the farming and agricultural industry as well. If you want to maintain moisture in your soil, you'll want to use the mulch in certain areas to help you do that. So we've been very excited about the products, and now that we've recently won a contract down at the Navy, we have a lot of inbound volume. So we're producing a lot of great material, and we're starting to market the different products. In addition to the mulch products that we have, we can colorize the mulch to different colors, red, brown, for landscaping purposes.
Right, yeah.
We've recently joint ventured with a couple of golf courses. Our products are now on the Guam International Country Club, and they've selected a test area on the golf course to help reduce their maintenance costs for constantly bush cutting the area. So they selected roughly, I think it's 6,000 square feet of area that was very rocky and was prone to a weed growth, and they basically put this product at about 4-inch thick along that area, and they've reduced their maintenance costs where they were at one point in time bush cutting it every 2 weeks. They've now moved to maintaining it once every 3 months.
So is this in a grassy area, the golf course, or
it's kind of like in a rocky area
Oh,
of the
okay.
golf course. Stuff still
Right,
grows
right.
on it, but when they're bush cutting, the rocks are flying
Right,
everywhere. It's
sure.
a pain.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the it's a pain for them to maintain.
Right.
So by putting the mulch over it, they're able to control the weed growth, and as well as not have to maintain it for as often as they were.
But golfers want to know, how is that going to improve their handicap?
What's going to improve their handicap, because they can actually hit off of the
Okay.
mulch as opposed to the rocky area that was there before. So
Okay.
they could actually hit their ball off that product. So you see it on golf courses like Augusta. During the Masters, you'll see wood mulch along the golf courses, and we're hoping that it really takes off with the golf courses, because it the weed growth on Guam, especially during
Right,
rainy
sure.
season, it just takes off, and they can significantly reduce their maintenance costs. Not just golf courses, but parks and recreation can benefit from it. Anybody that's having to maintain a large grassy area that wants to help reduce their maintenance costs can benefit from utilizing mulch to control their weed growth.
Are these going to be available to, let's say, local residents commercially?
Absolutely.
Through one of the home improvement shops and stuff like that?
They anybody that's interested in either compost or mulch can actually go straight to the green waste facility that's located in ORDOT. It's located directly across the old ORDOT landfill, and they can purchase both compost and 4-inch and 2-inch mulch currently right now. So they can go there now and purchase it.
Oh, okay. And so that's where your operation's set up at?
Yes.
Pretty much? Okay.
Right across the old ORDOT landfill. It's called the ORDOT Green Waste Facility. There's a big sign out front that you can that most people will be able to see.
Yeah, it used to be a landfill, now it's a mountain, right? What do they
It's
pretty much level it
actually
off and
yeah, well, no,
capped
it's
it?
definitely a mountain, but it's a pretty it's a pretty mountain.
pretty
now.
mountain now?
Yeah,
Okay,
now it's a
good.
pretty mountain. So, Black Construction did a really good job with it. I mean, it hopefully at one point I think it'll be a park. But speaking of Black Construction, they actually utilized us on that same project.
Okay.
Part of their contract, and a lot of contractors right now, with the Finnegan utilities
Mhm.
projects, they have to take all their clearing and grubbing material and reutilize it on the project. Black Construction had to do that with the ORDOT landfill capping as well. So they contracted us to shred all of their clearing and grubbing
Mhm,
material.
mhm.
We ground it into mulch, and they reutilized it on the project. So a lot of I think the most current bid that's out right now requires the contractors to reutilize the product. So we can actually mobilize our equipment to a contract site and actually perform the work on site. We don't have to truck it.
Really?
Yeah, we don't have to truck it to our facility. Our shredders are mobile, and so we can set up on site, shred the material to the contractor's specification, and they can either utilize it on site as mulch, or another product that we have is an erosion control sock that comes in different diameters, 8, 12, and I believe 18-inch diameters. And these silk socks are basically ground wood mulch
Mm-hmm.
that's screened into a spec material, and then we use an auger to fill the sock with the wood mulch. And basically, the silk sock allows water to flow through, but the sock captures the sediment.
Right.
Right. So unlike a silt fence, where it doesn't actually allow the water to pass through,
Uh-huh.
and under heavy rain, right, it could just tear down the
Sure,
silt fence. These silt socks are very beneficial. They're also less expensive. So all the contractors out there that are looking to save money on their projects can benefit, especially if they have to reutilize the material from their project site on the project site. They can take that material now, create their erosion control material
Mhm.
or erosion control medium, and utilize it on the site.
And I've seen some of those contractors, the one Route 4 road project where they put those, I don't know if it's your product, but it's like a long tube.
Uh-huh.
It looks like stocking with filled
Yeah.
material
Yeah.
to prevent sediment from going into the ocean, namely
Exactly.
Pablo Bay.
Yeah.
So that's the purpose of that. You also have a sort of a long-term contract with the federal government in terms of, I don't know if it's recycling or mulching also wood and tire,
Right.
that waste.
Yeah, so we were recently awarded a contract in November where we're basically collecting and disposing of all of the tire and wood mulch. We subcontract out to Guahan Waste Control, and they handle the tire shredding portion, and we take all the wood material and
Wood
we
material.
shred it and grind it, and we make these products either compost or wood mulch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't do the tire shredding in-house as well? You
We
source that or
subcontract out
something
to Rubbishman. Rubbishman, Guan Waste Control, or Mr. Rubbishman performs all the collection under our
okay.
contract, and they also they have a tire shredding machine, so
Oh,
we
good.
let them handle all the tire shredding, and they create tire pellets that can be utilized as tire derived fuel, or also for
Asphalt or any?
I don't think they
No,
can
not-
use
not
it on
yet.
asphalt, but I know that they utilize it as ground cover material as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for all those guys that go to your favorite service station to, repair tires, at least we know that it is going to the right place. It's not, they're not collecting your $7 disposal fee
Uh-huh.
and not really disposing it, right?
Well, we hope
so
not.
yeah, we hope not.
Well, we know the
But,
Navy's not.
yeah,
The Navy's
yeah.
doing it right, so hopefully all the tire companies do this.
And I remember in Dayton, they used to store these things and they put them in bales and they were shipping them out. I don't know if that's still ongoing or if they're still up there in Dayton, it might be overgrown
Yeah,
already. But they've had a couple fires there. This was a long time ago already. I was just wondering if that facility's still there or they're doing something like that. I know this is not Mr. Orishman. This is another company that kind of started this and never really took off or just didn't get it operational.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, me either. But I just want to know what was going on. So at least we know now we've got responsible companies that are taking care of this waste
Uh-huh.
and not making an impact on our brand new, spanking new, what do you call this, landfill. I think that was one of the concerns is the lifespan of our new landfill in Dundee area, the Lezon.
And that's actually what spawned us opening up this greenway site is when they had closed down ORDOT and opened up Lezon, they stopped accepting green material.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so Lezon does not accept green material. So that's why we opened up the site saying, okay, there's going to be a need, a demand for this, to fill this supply. So let's.
Yeah, this is what, because sometimes I wonder, you're talking about green waste,
Mm-hmm.
and so you figure, well, it comes from a tree, so we can just throw it back into the environment. But there's probably some negative impacts on doing that, besides processing it and making molds. If you don't do anything with it.
Yeah, if you don't do it right, you attract invasive species.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. So
rhino beetle.
When we compost the material, the natural biodegrading of the compost results in high temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
So our compost gets anywhere from 130 degrees to 150 degrees, and we have to constantly turn it and put moisture on it to properly affect the composting cycle.
Okay.
But what that does, it prevents the rhino beetle grubs from growing in that hot environment. They won't survive in that hot of environment. But if you just dump it in the jungle and let it naturally decay, and you're not constantly turning it, that attracts the rhino.
So will you be taking green waste from general public, or is it basically from commercial?
No, we
clients?
accept green waste from.
And that's going to be at the ORDOT.
ORDOT green waste
former
facility.
green waste facility.
And for yard clippings, general yard clippings, residents can dump that at our site
Right.
for free.
Oh, good.
Yard clippings, but
Yard clippings,
if you have
wood,
trees and
trees,
branches,
and,
you need
course
to pay a
there's a charge for
tipping
that.
fee for us to grind.
Is there a
it.
phone number they can call to get more information on
Yes.
how they can dispose of their green waste?
Yeah, absolutely. They can call 473-4374 extension 106.
Okay, so for all our viewers out there, be responsible. If you've got green waste, don't just throw it out in the boondocks, because you mentioned it'll invite invasive species. We've got a facility now can do it, and it's being recycled. We're going green. Thank you,
Thank you.
Michael Limtiaco, former Senator Michael Limtiaco, now back in the private sector, and welcome back. We could use you in the business community now.
Thank you.
But thank you for sharing your new products and services available through Pacific Unlimited.
Yes, Pacific
And we'll see you again, Pacific Unlimited, and the number again to call?
473-4374 extension 106.
Okay, so now you know where to call and get your green waste. We'll see you again next week on GCA Today.